Hello everyone. Welcome you all for today's discussion. Today we are going to discuss on government schemes. Here I have provided you set 1 of 10 questions. Let us begin with the question number 1. Consider the following statements with respect to PM Kishan Mandan Yojana. Statement number 1, and this is a minimum fixed pension scheme of rupees 3000 to farmers on attaining the age of 60 years. Statement number 2, this scheme is only for small and marginal farmers who owns less than 2 hectares of land farmers. Which of the following statement is or correct? We have to identify the correct statement. One has to note that. See, this PM Kishan Mandan Yojana is the minimum fixed pension scheme of rupees 3000 and is to be provided to small and marginal farmers subjected to some certain criteria on attaining the age of 60 years. And also note that this scheme is only for small and marginal farmers who owns less than 2 hectares of land farmers. Therefore, both the statement given here are correct. Here we have to identify the correct statement. Therefore, answer would be both 1 and 2, that is option C. C. Let us know few facts related to PM Kishan Mandan Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Kishan Mandan Yojana, in short PMKMY. The scheme was launched on 2019 with the view to provide social security to small and marginal farmers in their old age and when they have no means of livelihood or no savings to take care of their expenses. One has to note that the minimum pension is rupees 3000 is to be provided only to small and marginal farmers, and also it has some criteria on attaining the age of 60 years. And one has to note that this small and marginal farmers between the age of 18 to 40 years are eligible to join this scheme. And also note down the additional information. It is the volunteer and contributory pension scheme. And also the eligible farmer is required to contribute a pension fund between rupees 55 to rupees 200 per month depending on their entry age. And also note the central government is also contribute in equal amount to the pension fund. So this and all very important facts related to Pradhan Mantri Kishan Mandan Yojana. So let us move on to question number 2. Consider the following statement. Statement number 1, the scheme is sub-component of soil management and under the National Mission of Sustainable Agriculture. Statement number 2, under this scheme, organic farming is promoted through the adoption of the organic village by cluster approach and a participatory guarantee scheme certification. See, this statement 1 and 2 best describes which of the following government scheme. So this is straightforward one. B. Parampragat Krishi Vikas Yojana. See, both the statements are correct here. It is related to Parampragat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Let us see about this scheme. Parampragat Krishi Vikas Yojana. It is the subcomponent of soil health management scheme under National Mission of Sustainable Agriculture, and also it aims to develop sustainable models of organic farming through a mix of traditional wisdom and modern science to ensure long-term soil fertility build-up and also resource conservation. And also this scheme helps in climate change adaptations and mitigations. Here, this primarily aims to increase soil fertility, thereby helps in protection of healthy food through organic practices without the use of agrochemical. And also note that this scheme aims to empowering farmers through institutional development through cluster approach, not only in for practicing management and also input protection, quality assurance, but also in the value addition and direct marketing through innovative means. And also this participatory guarantee scheme under PGS India program will be the key approach for quality assurance under Parampragat Krishi Vikas Yojana. So these and all the important facts related to prelims. Let us move on with question number 3. With reference to Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Ayushdi Pariyojana, consider the following statement. Statement number 1. The Bureau of Pharma of India is the implementing agency of PM BJP outlet. Statement number 2. PM BJP is a scheme of the Department of Health Research. Here we have to identify the correct statement. Let us analyze the statement. This statement number 1. Bureau of Pharma, P, that is Public Sector Unit of India, is the implementing agency and also which will provide one-time assistance. This provides one-time assistance also in furnishing and establishing cost of outlet of Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Ayushdi Pariyojana. And what about statement number 2? This statement is right. See, Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Ayushdi Pariyojana is a direct market intervention. Kindly note down that it is the direct market intervention. Therefore, statement number 2 makes wrong. It is wrong statement. It is the direct market intervention scheme of Department of, not the Health Research. Therefore, this statement wrong. It is based on the Department of Pharma. Therefore, statement number 2 is wrong. Therefore, we can eliminate B and C. Therefore, answer would be A, one only. See, let us discuss few facts related to this scheme. Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Ayushdi Pariyojana. This Jan Ayushdi scheme was launched to make available quantity and quality generic medicine at affordable prices to all, especially poor throughout the country and through outlets known as Jan Ayushdi stores. Under this scheme, the state governments, kindly note, state governments are required to provide space in government hospitals and other suitable locations for running this scheme. And also note the aim or objectives. The objective is to make availability of generic medicines at reasonable prices and eligibility for poor throughout the country through outlet. And also know few important facts related to this scheme. The scheme encourages doctors to prescribe generic medicine and also reduces the unit cost of treatment per person. And also note that any civil society with the experience of minimum 3 years of successful operation in welfare activities can also open this scheme outside the hospital premises. And also note that the scheme may also open by any government agencies in any government building owned by the government bodies. And also note that the individual entrepreneurs, pharma and doctors can also open the Jan Ayushdi Kendra at outside of the hospital premises or any other suitable places. And also that it is the self-sustaining business model, not dependent on continuous government subsidies or assistance. So these are the very important facts related to this scheme. So let us move on with the question number 4. Consider the following statement with respect to Niryat Bandhu scheme. Statement number 1. It is under the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. Statement number 2. The main objective is to provide or to boost international trade by mentoring the exporters. Here we have to identify the correct statement. See, statement number 1. This Niryat Bandhu scheme was launched in 2011. This scheme was launched in 2011 by the DGFT, that is under the Department of Commerce. What do you mean by DGFT? Director General of Foreign Trade. Director General of Foreign Trade under the Department of Commerce, Ministry of Commerce and Industry for International Business Mentoring. Therefore, it is not under the Department of DPIIT. Therefore, this statement makes wrong. We can eliminate A and C. What about statement number 2? C. This Niryat Bandhu scheme, one of the major objective is to reach out to the new and potential exporters and mentor them to get into international trade and also to boost export from India. Therefore, this is the main objective. Therefore, this statement is right. Therefore, answer would be B. 2 only is the right answer for this question. Let us discuss few facts related to Niryat Bandhu scheme. Niryat Bandhu scheme introduction. Let us see. Under this scheme, officers of DGFT will be investing time and knowledge to mentor the interested individuals who want to conduct the business in a legal way. And working process also one has to note down. Under this scheme, new and potential exporters have been mentored by conducting counseling sessions and individual facilitations, orientation programs, and also to make them able to do business in international trade and boost exports from India. Here, the officers of DGFT would be called as Niryat Bandhu, and they would assume the role of mentor for interested individuals. So these are the few facts related to this question. Let us move on with the question number 5. Which government scheme is providing network infrastructure with affordable broadband connectivity to all household in the country? See, this is very important question. Kindly note down. We may expect a question from this scheme also. It is the direct straightforward answer, that is C, BharatNet. This scheme, BharatNet, government scheme is providing network infrastructure with affordable broadband connectivity to all households in the country. So one has to note few important facts related to BharatNet. Let us discuss about that. This BharatNet, it is the ambitious program of Department of Telecommunication. Kindly note down this, Department of Telecommunication, to provide network infrastructure with affordable broadband connectivity on a non-discriminatory basis to all households in the country. And also note that this program, previously called as National Optic Fiber Network, the scheme was approved in 2011. What is the aim? This aim to realize the vision of Digital India in partnership with states and private sector. Kindly note down this. This is very important fact related to prelims. What are the additional informations? See, this BharatNet is implemented in 3 phases. First phase, providing broadband connectivity to 1 lakh Grama Panchayat by 2017. Statement number, that is second phase, providing broadband connectivity to 2 lakhs Grama Panchayat by 2019. And third phase, providing state-of-art network using fibers between district and blocks with reduced redundancy by 2023. Also note that implementation will be done by states, state agencies, private sector companies and central public service units. And this is a non-discriminatory access to national optic fiber network and also can launch various services in rural areas. And also note that this is funded by Universal Service Obligation Fund, which will be the nodal agency. Kindly note down this point. This is very important fact related to prelims perspective. With this, we are moving with the question number 6. Consider the following statement with respect to price stabilization fund. This is also very important question with respect to prelims perspective. Price stabilization fund. See, This scheme is under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs. Kindly note down, it is comes under the Ministry of Consumer Affairs and Food and Public Distribution. So this is very important. So it is not under the Ministry of Finance. Therefore statement number 1 is wrong. Therefore A is wrong. D is also wrong. What about statement number 2? This fund is to help regulate the price volatility. This fund is help to regulate the price of important horticulture commodities like onion. Okay, horticultural commodities. Therefore, it is not the agriculture commodities. Therefore, this statement is also wrong. Therefore, you can eliminate B also. So, this price stabilization fund is to regulate onion, potatoes, pulses. So, like that. Here, the milk is not included. Therefore, this statement is right. Therefore, answer would be C, 3 only. Let us discuss few important facts related to price stabilization fund. This price stabilization fund, it was set up in 2014 to 15 under the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare. And this scheme was later transferred from this Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare to the Department of Consumer Affairs. Right now it is maintained by the Department of Consumer Affairs. Therefore this statement is very important. This scheme provides for maintaining a strategic buffer of aforementioned commodities for subsequent calibrated release to moderate price volatility, discourage hoarding and also unscrupulous speculations. And also for building such stock scheme promotes direct purchases from farmers association at farm gate mandis. So these are the important facts related to this scheme. Kindly go through. This is also very important. Apart from domestic procurement from farmers wholesale mandis, the import may also be undertaken with the support from this fund. So these are all very important facts. Let us move on with question number 7. Consider the following statement with respect to Northeast Rural Livelihood Project. And statement number 1, it is externally aided by Asian Development Bank. It is applicable to the all northeastern states. Here we have to identify the correct statement. See, this Northern East Rural Livelihood Project is funded by the World Bank, not by the Asian Development Bank. Therefore, this statement is wrong. We can eliminate A and C. What about statement number 2? See, this Northeast Rural Livelihood Project is implemented in 4 Northeast states, namely Mizoram and Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura. Therefore, not all the Northeast states. Therefore, this also wrong. Therefore, option B is also wrong. Therefore, we have to identify the correct statement here. Therefore, answer would be neither 1 nor 2. I have given you the important facts related to this. Kindly go through this also. So due to the time constraint, I am moving to next question. Question number 8. Consider the following statement. The World Bank is funding only 50% for Atal Bhujal Yojana scheme and remaining 50% is through central assistance. Statement number 2. The implementing period of Atal Bhujal Yojana is the period of 15 years from 2015 to 2017 to 2029 to 2030. And which of the following statement is or are correct? Let us analyze the statement. See, this scheme is total outlay of Atal Bhujal Yojana is rupees 60,000 crores and 50% shall be in the form of World Bank loans and it will be repaid by the central government. So kindly note down. Therefore, the 50% is true central assistance. Therefore, this statement is right. What about statement number 2? So just now we have discussed that Atal Bhujal Yojana will be implemented over a period of 5 years. That is 2021 to 2025. That is 2020 to 2021 to 2024 to 2025. Therefore, this makes this statement is wrong. Therefore, we can eliminate B and C. The answer would be A, one only. I have given you I have provided you the explanations also. Kindly go through this. Here, here, here I have provided you the explanations. Kindly go through this. And also I have provided you the additional informations. Kindly go through this also. So let us move on with question number 9. Question number 9. Consider the following statement. So see, this is very important topic. This is very important. Consider the following statement. Dam rehabilitation and improvement project is the central sector project, and the 5th International Dam Safety Conference 2019 was held in Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Here we have to identify the incorrect statement. Kindly note down the word incorrect statement. See, this dam rehabilitation and improvement project is the project with 80% financial assistance from World Bank. See, 80% is from World Bank as the loan or credit, and 20% is by the state or central government with no source funding from any internal agencies for this project. Therefore, it is not a central sector project. Therefore, it makes the statement is wrong. We can eliminate A and C. What about statement number 2? Yes, the 5th International Dam Safety Conference 2019 was held in Bhubaneswar as a joint initiative of the Government of India, Government of Odisha and World Bank under the aegis of ongoing World Bank assisted dam rehabilitation and improvement projects. Is also part of institutional strengthening. Therefore, it makes this statement is right. Therefore, answer would be B, 2 only. I have provided you the details about dam rehabilitation and improvement project. So kindly go through this also, and there note down the objectives and additional informations also. So let us move on with the question number 10. Question number 10. What is the name of web-based platform which aims to bring together every stakeholders contributing to the Swachh Bharat mission under the common platform? See, it is a straightforward answer. C is the right answer. Swachh Manch. So those kind of questions confuse you. So kindly be clear with such questions. Here I have given you the important facts related to this scheme also. Here try to identify, try to know the additional information. This Swachh Manch is a web-based platform which aims to bring together every stakeholders contributing to the Swachh Bharat mission under the common platform. And also this mission is being implemented by the Ministry of Urban Development in urban areas. Kindly note down, this is very important facts related to prelims. And by the Ministry of Jal Shakti in rural areas. It will allow stakeholders to create and invite participate in voluntary opportunities around neighborhood. And also, it enables upload of pictorial evidences of citizen and organizations. So, and also note the word Swachhata. It will be integrated with the existing Swachhata app to act as the citizenship grievances redressal platform. So, these and all very important facts related to prelims perspective. With this, I am concluding this discussion. Thank you. We will meet in the next section. To all, have a good day.